In the process to design a park, there are 3 major steps. The first step is site analysis, where you look at the site and you try to extract information that can help you when you design. The second step is designing the park. And the third step is construction, which is building the park. So site analysis, which is the first step, is usually the most important because it allows you to see what are all the good things about the site, but then also what are the challenges that you have to address in the site. And so you have to think about, how do people safely get across the street into your site? Is there like flooding or some other kind of serious environmental problems? Are there plants that are like dying while you're there? Those are things that we have to look at and decide, how does our design respond to this problem? We also have to think about, how are people going to use the site? What do they want to use it for? Is this a park where it's super active and there's a soccer field because we know that's what people in the neighborhood like to do? Or is it more of like a garden in which you would take a nice stroll instead? So those are some of the things that we look at in the first phase. Once we gather all that information, we take it into phase 2, which is design. And we come up with all these different ideas that respond specifically to the good things of the park area or the things that we need to work on. So if we know, it's super safe to cross the street, but there's a big hole in the middle, we probably want to fill the hole in, right? So that is something that we will do in the design process. The design process is usually with a really big team, and we'll take out big rolls of paper and we'll draw together, and we'll decide which portions look really, really good or what we have to work on. And it's usually a pretty fun experience because you're drawing and they're drawing on your drawing, and you have to decipher which is the right kind of mode to go forward with. Once we do that, we'll take our information and our designs and we'll go to the public, and we'll ask the public to tell us how they feel about what we've done. And sometimes they'll say, yes, this is perfect. This is exactly what we want. Or they'll say, no, you missed the mark. You got to go back to the drawing board because this is not at all what we envision. And so if that's the case, we go back, he draws, she draws, we all draw, and we come back with something that is more in the vision of what everybody else wants. Once it's voted on and people agree, then we take it to a contractor, which is a person who builds things. They build buildings, they build bridges, but for this purpose, they build parks. And we share with them drawings that help to tell them what it is that we need to make our design come to life. And so they look at what we've given them. They ask us questions to make sure that they get it right. And then they go ahead and we work together for them to build it. And that is more or less the top 3 steps on how a park comes to life.